All right, what is going on, my friends? You are joining me for my third pressing day of the week, last day before I take my second rest day of this 8-day training microcycle. I believe I mentioned in a past video how my wrists had been giving me some issues as I was easing back into doing some push pressing from a front rack position. Push press from a front rack position is a very helpful skill to have in strongman, especially on something like the axle. Being able to properly front rack the axle and apply your leg drive into the bar is quite helpful. So I've been easing back into that. I've been doing my mobility routines to regain my ability to front rack, and in that process, my wrists got pretty pissed off. And when in doubt, the solution that I like to throw at things is to strengthen the surrounding musculature. So just like when my ankles fell apart when I was squatting, I started training my calves and my tib hands a bit, and lo and behold, this, in addition to focus on my movement patterns on the squat, made it so that, knock on wood, my ankles have been quite healthy since. I just need to include that little bit of calf training in my training program, especially as a strongman. A little bit of calf work can be good for you. Much the same, the idea with the wrists is just to train the surrounding muscles. So I built myself the little wrist roller rig that you saw at the beginning. It's just a PVC pipe, a string, and a carabiner that I can put at the end of a barbell. That way I'm not having to hold it up using my front delts and potentially cheating it like I could with a standard wrist roller. And I'm just hitting 3 working sets for the wrist flexors and then 3 working sets for the wrist extensors to begin each of my pressing sessions for the next couple weeks, and we're just going to observe what effect that has on my wrist health and if it yields any benefit for my perceived wrist stability on my bench, because I mentioned in my last training log that's something in the past I've had issues with, though I have largely remedied it, I like to think. Who knows, maybe there is a little bit more room for improvement. So here is my main work for today. Because I do today after my deadlift yesterday, my low back is pretty smoked. I don't feel like getting into a full arch, so I elect to Larsen press on this day, at least early in my training cycle. My working weight for today was 340 pounds, so a relatively low percentage for a hypertrophy focused workout. I believe I hit a set of 8, a set of 9, and a set of 11. With these light percentages, I'm not too concerned about hitting all-out rep PRs, as I don't think that's the best use of time with this weight. And the question is, well, how do I get the most out of this weight? And focusing on the total volume achieved seems to be a hell of a lot more productive than chasing like a new 15 RM. It doesn't sound like the best use of time, and historically it has proven not to be. So here we have some incline bench press performed with the same grip width as my bench and my overhead press, focusing on protracting a little bit more at the top. For me, within my own training, incline bench has actually functioned as more of a vertical press as far as how I program it and what it correlates with than a horizontal press. I find that it is a very good assistance movement to my overhead press, so I choose to protract through at the top just like I would kind of scapularly elevate through on a standing overhead press. It has a little bit less correlation with my bench, so I'm less concerned with doing it like my bench. But it's been a very solid front delta exercise for me, and I try to bias it in that way. I supersetted my my Larsen pressing with some pull downs just to get in some antagonistic work, and then I also supersetted these incline presses with doing some rear delts off the cable machine. Again, the idea was just a little bit of antagonistic work. Tends to make my shoulders feel nice and healthy and strong. And then once I finished up my secondary pressing motion, which today was the incline press, I just finished up with some quick arms where I hit 3 working sets of tricep rope press downs in the 8 to 15 range, and then 3 working sets of tricep overhead extensions in the 8 to 12 range. So you might notice this as the workout I detailed not too long ago as a simple way to finish off your triceps after pressing. Just kind of practicing what I preach. It's a workout I like, and I also superset it with some hammer curls. Thank you guys for watching my video. I appreciate it.